Mike Tomlin said that a lot of good was negated on those first couple of drives because of those fumbles and those sacks. Remember, Russell Wilson is still recovering from a calf injury, but he's expected to make his Steelers debut on Saturday. Joy Taylor, as I was watching Justin Fields play, I thought about you. I said it's going to be a long season for you because it did not look good. I also thought to myself, Russell Wilson's getting older. And Russell Wilson has been more injured as of late than he ever had at any point in his career because he's getting older, so that's expected. Justin Fields, I was thinking to myself, why did I not think of this sooner? He don't play under center. In college, he played in the gun. In Chicago, he played in the gun. But in Pitt, you got to play under center, especially with Arthur Smith, who came from Tennessee, where you had Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. And when you're under center, ask any quarterback, it happens faster because you play action pass, you turn around, and you better have your decisions made. When you're the gun, you see everything as it is progressing. And Justin Fields, we're already trying to figure out and identify how well he processes. I was worried, Joy. I wasn't worried. I was sad. I was sad when I was watching the game because I heard Shady's echo of what I tell you about Justin Fields, and then I saw your fandom, and I was actually sad because I want to see Fields do so great, and you took 2 sacks, and you lost 2 fumbles in the preseason. Joy, you worried about the Steelers quarterback situation?
Overall, no. I mean, look, I want Justin Fields to be great. It's in my best interest that Justin Fields is great. But what do we expect to see? We've been talking about the Steelers and this quarterback controversy, this quarterback battle. Battle of what? I'm not terribly surprised Justin Fields didn't look great. The only reason I'm actually even a little bit alarmed about it is because all of the conversation that we've had and what Mike Tomlin said about it being a quarterback competition. Quarterback competition for what? We watched 3 years of Justin Fields. He's not a rookie. He has 3 years of NFL starting experience. What did we expect to see here? I mean, I guess 2 fumbles is bad, but like,
come on, that's terrible.
Hold on, I'm gonna say something that is maybe a little controversial right now. Justin Fields is not a good NFL quarterback.
But there's not good. There's not good, and there is what was put on tape this weekend.
But I could pull up tape just like that during the regular season. Like I can pull. We can do that. We've seen Justin Fields be bad. This should not be alarming or new news. Like, I need new news. New news would be he was perfect. New news would be he looked like Caleb Williams.
But that
would be new news.
That to me,
this is past old news. There's 3 years. Guys, Justin Fields is not a rookie. He is with a new NFL team. Before this year, he was the starter for another NFL team. And then the year before that, he played for an NFL team. And the year before that, like, there's a possibility that Justin Fields is, like, not there yet. And it's, like, that's concerning to everyone.
But what's concerning to me, again, preseason. Shady says something in our pre-show meetings. Before the show, we meet for an hour, 30 minutes, and we talk about what's going to happen. And Shady said something along the lines of, like, even sorry dudes are nice in the preseason. I was like, you know what? I did lead the NFL in tackles in the preseason. Preseason, 2013, I was second in the league in tackles.
I'm not talking about you.
You weren't, but nonetheless, even players that aren't that good in the regular season, I'm players, are good in the preseason. Yeah. So, Joy, when I was watching Justin Fields, and again, I wasn't a first-round talent, I was just cerebral, hence why I could lead the preseason in tackles, because, you know, if you ain't got Shady McCoys out there, I'm going to bring them down. You should not get 2 sacks, have 2 fumbles in the preseason.
Why not?
Because you're playing against...
What year did you do that?
My 2nd year in the league.
He's going into his 4th year.
He should be better than that.
We have so much information to work with. Like, we have 3 years worth of information. Are you surprised, Shady?
You should have been surprised by that, Shady.
Justin Fields, man.
Preseason, 2 sacks, 2 lost fumbles.
You got to ask James, because he's the one we argue about this.
I'm surprised.
Thank you.
I'm surprised. I got a question for y'all, though. Because I actually thought Justin Fields played a really good game.
In what game?
Instead of 2 plays. You have 2 takeaways, you muff a snap, which is going to happen in football, correct?
Yeah, but
is it not going to happen?
Not twice.
The only thing, the other one was a combative play. It's a sack, boom, defense in, come around, boom, hit the ball out. Anyways, but when you watch Justin Fields, right, because I'm a Justin Fields fan, so I tuned in to watch my dog, my man looked like he knew what was going on. He was 5 for 6 We can't say that about Justin Fields too often, where he comes out there and he knows where he wants to go with the football, and he gets the ball out his hands. He was 5 for 6 for 67 yards. Really good completions. 2 plays. If he doesn't have them 2 fumbles, and let's just say they...
What about the sacks? 2 fumbles, 2 sacks. There's 4 negative plays. Don't just
Is he
read
blocking?
James, on one of the sacks, get the ball out. It's man-to-man coverage. Throw the out route right now. It's completed. It's 34 first down.
I guess I watched the game like Coach Tomlin, right?
How Coach Tomlin watched the game?
Coach Tomlin watched the game like me because he said, listen, a couple of these plays took away from a lot of the great things that Justin Fields was able to do. You can, but what I'm saying is I didn't see Justin Fields when he was under center or in the gun, when he was making some of these completions, throw these throws that he was making with the Chicago Bears. So I truly believe that this is a step forward for the young fella's growth. Does that mean he's going to be the starting quarterback? I do not know. But I do not think the game was that bad, what we're saying, because of the 2 fumbles.
What grade are you giving him for this game?
I gave him a solid C.
Yeah, I would have the same thing.
A solid C.
I would have the same thing.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, but
I have a question.
that's passing.
I have a question.
From where I'm from, I ain't go to private school. That's passing,
I have a
right?
question. I have a question for the private
Go ahead,
school.
George.
Is he a rookie?
He's not a rookie, but every
He
grade
should
game
not
ain't gonna be
look like
graded
that.
an A.
He should not look like that going into year 4.
Especially not
After
in the preseason.
3 years of
Especially
starting.
not in the preseason.
In the preseason.
In the
If he had
preseason.
been in the league for 3 years and he was sitting behind someone and looked like that, I
I'll
could
put it
give
like
you
this.
more
Couple
grades.
bad Wouldn't you
bad
say?
plays.
A
I
couple
would
bad
say.
plays. 1 bad play is excusable. 4 bad plays in preseason after being a
Tough.
franchise
He's not playing a half
starter.
either. He's not playing a half.
That was tough. Here's my thing, James. Is like I watched J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Caleb
I was about to
Williams
go there. I was about to say
all
that.
Rookies.
better.
Yeah.
All look better.
Penix Jr. looked better
Jr.
himself.
All looked better than Justin Fields did in that game. Here's my dilemma with what you said is it was a couple bad plays. I feel like that could summarize Justin Fields' career.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of his career, he's like, man, if you just took out them 2 picks, if you just took out that lost fumble, Acho, but didn't you see that 75-yard scamper? If you just took out that 4th quarter turnover, but the problem is that so often summarizes Justin Fields' career up to this point.
Also, you can't just take him out. Dude, they count. The bad plays count just as much as the good plays count. And in some situations, the bad plays count more. That's why we always talk about turnovers and how important they are. That's why Jalen Hurts had a bad year last year, right? Turnovers. That's why we argued tooth and nail about Dak Prescott the year before. Turnovers. That's why we talk about Trevor Lawrence and are conflicted about him. Turnovers. Turnovers matter. The turnover battle is the main thing that we talk about. Is this new? It's not football. It's all I've ever heard about football my entire life. Protect the ball. And the team that wins the turnover battle usually wins the game. You know why? Extra possessions. And sometimes those turnovers immediately turn into points, and it's a huge swing. I'm teaching everyone football right now. Like, what do you mean take those plays out? Those are the plays.
Justin Fields has led the league in fumbles over the last 3 years with 38 fumbles in 40 games. So when I see him fumble twice in the preseason game, it just triggers me because that's what he is known to do.
I mean, y'all act like he has more good plays than bad plays in his career. He has more bad plays than good plays, right?
True.
I think he has more good than bad. But in the NFL, 1 bad is equivalent to 10 good.
See, I guess it's what you define of good and bad. Because, like, there's plays where he might scramble for 6-7 yards, but he had a dude wide open for 25 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or you miss reads. Like, I could listen. This is one thing about Justin Fields, because all my black quarterbacks, I like to give him extra support because they don't get extra support. But I still got to do my job, and I don't like bad players. So when he plays bad over and over and over again, I got to talk about it. And he does that a lot. There's way more bad tape on him than good tape. What are we talking about?
No, you're true, because if it was more good tape than bad tape, he'd still be in the Bears uniform.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's more bad than good, but the good plays, you know what I'm saying, I think is what's got us up here talking. That's why he has another opportunity with the Steelers. Listen, like I say, I'm Coach Tomlin right now. You know what I'm saying? My glass is half full. I give him a C.
How do you think the Bears fans that wanted to keep him feel this weekend after watching Caleb Williams and then watching him with the Steelers? You think they're deleting those hot takes about wanting to keep Justin Fields there?
There was fans that wanted him?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people did not want them to take Caleb Williams.
I
I bet they're backed off
He
that.
does have like some exciting plays though, right? The few good ones he does have. Like, he's making plays with his legs, spinning on guys, shaking dudes, taking to the house. Like, those are pretty cool. Those are pretty nice. But, like, you can't fool somebody that really knows the ball or knows football. For example, last year in the preseason, he was like 3 for 3 for 160 yards, and everybody was like raving and hollering how good he was. So I went back and watched the tape.
Uh-oh.
Brought through 2 screens and maybe a hitch, and everybody else did everything. I think he had 9 yards of air time. Like, what we? Come on, man. You throwing the ball behind his line of scrimmage. It ain't going 60. That don't count for you.
Yeah.
Man.
When I will be worried about the Steelers quarterback situation, honestly, genuinely, is if he beats Russ. Like, if he will be the starter if Russ is not healthy. We know that. But if he legitimately beats Russ, then this is a problem.
But what about the fact that Russ is on a new team with a new offensive coordinator in a new city, and he's missed Cam? Like, you haven't seen Russ yet.
Yeah, I hear you. But Russ is a better quarterback. Russ has been a better quarterback throughout the entirety of his career. He's been a better quarterback in the last 3 years than Justin Fields. He has played
But is Russ a good quarterback, I guess is what I'm getting at. You know, he's better than Fields, but I guess that's not saying much at this junction in time. So are you still worried that, sure, he's better than Fields, but is he good?
I think Russ was good last year. I don't think he was great. I don't think he's anywhere close to what he was at his height in his prime in Seattle, but I think he was good last year. And even in his down year, where we were all panicking, he was still better than Justin Fields that year. So I have much more faith and confidence that Russ will be able to get back to maybe not the height of Seattle, but that was also a completely different team. Like, the Steelers are similar, but that was a generational defense. Yeah. I think that Russ is a more polished quarterback. I think he is a more experienced quarterback, and that he's seen highs, a better decision-making quarterback. All those things, it's going to come down to health for him. And again, I hope that Justin Fields keeps developing. But at this point in time, we talk about him like he is a rookie, and he is not. At some point, you keep putting information into the machine. It's got to be consumed. It doesn't mean that he can't keep growing, but like right now, that's what he is.
No, at some point.
Actually, you don't think that even he's not the same Russ as old, but you don't think when you put a player back in his system that he knows best, that he's more comfortable with, that he plays better? I'll give you an example. Like, I was really good where I could play in any scheme, right? If it's spread offense, right? If it's explosive high-tempo offense, or you old-fashioned, just I formation, I could do that too, right? But when you put me in a situation I'm used to, that I'm more comfortable with, like, I like that. I feel like the same thing with Russ. Like, you put him on a team where, hey, defense first. That's who we are. Our identity is defense. We're going to be tough. We're going to get turnovers. We're going to play that game. Russ like, oh, bet. Oh, about time back to what I know. So I think he will be better in this offense.
Here's my fear with Russ, and I don't like saying it often because obviously I'm friends with Russ. Russ was good last year with Sean Payton. We know Sean Payton's probably a top 5 offensive mind of the generation. When we talk about how the great rookie quarterbacks looked, I have to bring up a quarterback like Bo Nix. Well, Bo Nix is being coached by Sean Payton. Teddy Bridgewater was 5-0 with Sean Payton. Drew Brees will walk into the Hall of Fame with Sean Payton. Taysom Hill looked competent at quarterback with Sean Payton. So Russ looked good, but it was with Sean Payton. My fear is that Russ, who has been more injury prone, remember he had a hamstring in 22, he broke his thumb in 21, now he has a calf in 24. Russ, who's been more injury prone, who's on the 35, he's closer to 40 than he is to 30. My fear is that Russ actually isn't still great, but hopefully he's good. So if you have Justin Fields, who we know isn't good right now, and Russ, who was good but was with a phenomenal offensive mind, that's truly my fear,
But you can also flip that, though, right? Because we sitting here saying that Russ was okay and he was good with Sean Payton. Russ was great with whoever these Seattle offensive coordinators was. You know what I'm saying? So as much as credit we want to give Sean Payton for getting some of these quarterbacks right, Russ was good before he got to you too, Sean Payton, and he took a big step back year 1 with you. You know what I'm saying? So
year 1 with Hackett.
Year 1
with
Hackett.
But I'm saying a little bit better step, because I mean you can't get worse than Hackett and Russ.
Correct.
So you know what I'm saying?
But
But
even still with Russ, like, even if he isn't great anymore, he was still good. I don't know where to put Justin Fields on the map, because I don't want to get crazy in like insulting his play, but like to Shady's point, we've seen more bad than good. And the one thing the Steelers don't do is lose. Mm-hmm. Does he play winning football?
But here's my issue, though. Joy does Russ. Last 3 years, Russ has had 3 different coaches, 17 and 27. So it's not all Payton, it's not all Hackett, it's not all Carroll, right? He was with Carroll, he was with Hackett, he was with Payton. He was 6-8, he was 4-7, he was 7-8.
Sure, but we're doing the same math for Aaron Rodgers, so I'm going to apply that same math for Russ. I've seen Russ play winning football. I've seen Russ win a Super Bowl, that type of winning
Correct,
football.
but
I've seen Russ be great. I've seen Russ be good. I've seen Russ be bad. I've seen Russ be okay. I have only ever seen Justin
Correct.
Fields be bad.
I'm not suggesting that it's Fields. What I'm suggesting is how can you as a Steelers fan, watching Russ the last 3 years, all 3 of them, say, oh, yeah, Russ is still good.
I can tell you why. Because the only thing Russ has to do, and Shady touched on it, is not lose the game, right? When the Denver Broncos went on that stretch, the defense was playing lights out. And you know what? We started saying dangerous and Russ is cooking again because Russ will find a way to win the game. He's not going to find a way to lose a game. I think that's the knock on Justin Fields. As we sit up here, we've seen him so many times find a way to lose a game. And I'm the biggest Justin Fields fans up here, boys. So many times he find a way to lose it. So with Russ, like Shady said, we're going to play good defense. We're going to take the football away. Don't find a way to lose the game. When we need to win the game in the fourth quarter, last year, Russ showed us.
But, Joy, as a Steelers fan, I don't think in the AFC 2-5, I don't think that's enough. When you got Josh Allen's on the other side, when you have Lamar Jackson's, when you have Patrick Mahomes, I don't think it's enough to say, hey, quarterback, just don't lose.
But why not?
I think you need quarterbacks who got to go.
And they certainly weren't. They certainly did not have a quarterback last year.
But
and
they didn't go that far, obviously. You know, no playoff wins.
They went as far as the Cowboys did with 9 All-Pros. I'm not saying that that's the goal. Like, the standard for the Steelers organization is Super Bowls, and that's a far cry from what they've been as of late when it comes to postseason success. But this has always have been a winning organization. This is always a well-run, functional organization that has calling cards year in and year out. I don't know that that's going to be enough to go far.
Yes.
But we're making, again, those same concessions for other things. Like, I'm not like trying to say Aaron Rodgers and Russ are the same at all, but I'm saying that's what we're saying about the Jets. Like, the Jets are built on defense. They have playmakers. They only need Aaron to be good. They don't need Aaron to be MVP level. Like, that's what we're saying about that team. I'm not saying the Steelers are the Jets. I'm not trying to conflate the two. But what I'm saying is Russ doesn't lose games. He might not go out there and be spectacular right now, but he's not going to lose games. We've seen Fields do that.
Wouldn't you suggest if Russ plays like he's played the last 3 years, pick any of the 3 years out of a hat, the Steelers go to the playoffs and lose in the first round or win a game and lose again? They just do.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if Russ is the future, or Russ is going to take them from not winning in the playoffs to winning a playoff game or making it to the AFC Championship game. I don't know that. I just expect Russ to look competent, which is what they haven't had at the quarterback position in some time, and for them to not have to completely rely on the defense to go out there and literally score points for them, which is how they won games last year. Like, the defense was the one generating points. Like, that's too much. And I don't think that Russ will provide that level of play. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.